I've been putting off doing this video for a while, and I didn't even know if people would be interested in hearing this story or not. I debated for a while whether it would just be good for me. And so now that I've kind of started this new journey of getting my health back, I figured, well, why not document it? If nobody cares, I'll at least be able to see the progress and see what's going on. So I kind of wanted to start with how I got this way. What happened. I wasn't always overweight. I didn't always have health issues. I kind of grew up healthy and happy and great. When I was 18, I went off and did some mission work instead of going to college right away. And while I was on a trip to China, I actually got very sick there. And I didn't know at the time, but later, years later, found out that I probably got intestinal TB. And so I got really sick, I came back, and just things never really got better. After going to the doctors and running tests, they said I was diagnosed with Crohn's disease. And so Crohn's is more like an autoimmune disease where your body's kind of attacking itself. So we believe that the TB triggered, because it was intestinal, it triggered the intestinal Crohn's. Several years after that, I had surgery, and my body just never seemed to really recover. Initially, I had lost a lot of weight, was very unhealthy, and then as I started getting better, I started gaining the weight back. So I thought, oh great, I'm getting healthy again, and it just kept gaining. But I then ended up getting into a bad relationship that I got very depressed on while I was in this relationship. And so I didn't care about my weight. I didn't care if I was gaining. I was just very depressed and just kind of eat whatever I wanted to eat. And then that relationship ended, and I realized, whoa, I gained a lot of weight. I went from a healthy 120 up to 190, almost 200. So I decided to get healthy and do all the stuff, and I tried a bunch of different things. I lost a little bit, I got back to 180, and then I met my wonderful husband, and we got married, and we decided to have kids, and and so my weight went up again. And so between health issues of my body not digesting food properly and storing it properly, between depression and not really caring what I ate, and then you add pregnancy on top of that and the weight gain and stuff that comes from that, it never would go down. It always kept going up. One day I finally reached my peak, and I was like, I've had enough. I'm done. And so I did try a lot of things throughout the years. Once I reached about 180, I was like, okay, this is a lot. And so between 180 and my highest weight at 240 of what I was just a couple weeks ago, I tried Weight Watchers. I tried fasting and intermittent fasting and calorie restrictions. We even hired a personal trainer for a while. I tried. I did. And I would walk with my 2-year-old on my back, 25 extra pounds, walking a mile around my neighborhood, and I still couldn't lose weight. And it made me very depressed that, wow, I'm just gonna end up having to be this way. And then you add on top of that, I was having a lot of infertility issues, and I was like, well, I'm just gonna focus on that and everything, and not realizing that my health and my weight was all interconnected. And so through the last 10, 12 years, I've really gone on this journey of figuring out what is healthy, what is not healthy, what is healthy for me, and how my body reacts to it, and a lot of trial and error. It's just been a long journey. I think a lot of times you're like, well, what's different now than say 10, 12 years ago? What's your motivation? What changed? How are you making it work now, not earlier? And I have to say my son is the biggest motivation I could ever have. hearing him say, "Mommy, mommy, please come play with me." And 2, 3, 4 days out of the week, I have to say, "I'm sorry. Mommy doesn't feel good. I don't have the energy." Or we go to the park and mommy can only play for 5-10 minutes before I'm just exhausted. I don't have the energy to keep up with him. And seeing that disappointment on his face just really, really hurts. And so he's a huge motivational factor. The fact that I want to have more children, and obviously, for whatever reason, my body doesn't want to get pregnant at this weight, at this health that I'm at. And so I'm like, I gotta do it if I want to have more children. So having kids is a huge, huge motivational thing for me at this point in my life, which was different, 10, 12 years ago when I didn't have kids and I was maybe single or just getting married. And, it's like there's different things in different stages of your life. And you should always do something for you. But having an extra motivation helps get you through the harder times, because it hasn't been easy. It's been very, very hard. And I don't know that I would have been able to get through it if I didn't have that extra family motivation and support that I have. Something else is just, sometimes you gotta grow and you gotta learn and make mistakes before you're saying, I'm really gonna do it this time. Something just clicks and you just say, it's now or never. I'm either gonna do this or I'm not gonna have and be the person that I want to be. And so you make that decision. So kind of getting into what I'm doing now and what's different is I decided I needed help. I needed professional help. I wasn't just going to try to do it on my own and see if it worked out again. Or, hey, get a walking buddy or something. I needed someone who could seriously say, this is the exact amount of calories you need. We're going to do tests. We're going to do scans. We're going to do whatever it takes to make sure that you can get healthy and lose the weight. So I saw a couple of friends that I knew had gone through a local doctor who does the Ideal Protein Protocol. And I'd read up about it online and I saw their results and I was like, you know what? It doesn't involve a ton of exercise or like killing yourself at the gym. It is very, very restrictive in your eating, but I've tried that before. It's like, why not? The only downside that I saw was it was a little bit expensive. Like, how can I afford this? So I talked to my parents, I talked to my mom, and I said, I'm ready now. This is going to be it. Can you help me? And she said, sure. I need to do it too, and we'll do it together, which was huge, huge. Because when I was going through these sugar withdrawals and cravings and all this stuff, it was so encouraging to know that somebody else is going through it with me, and if they can do it, I can do it. And also with this program and going through a professional, there are people on call 24/7 that you can call and ask and talk to, and they give you help and recipes and the whole 9 yards. So my results, I started out about 240, and in 3 weeks, just 3 weeks, I have lost 11 pounds, which is amazing because I've done stuff on my own and I would go 2 to 3 months maybe losing 11 pounds. And so to lose it in 3 weeks is just incredible. And with their scans and their tests, they're able to determine how much of that is fat, water weight, or muscle. And I've lost very little muscle, some water weight as to be expected, but mostly fat. I would say 70% of that 11 pounds is fat, which is amazing. We do weekly weigh-ins and weekly meal preps so that every week you can have some variety, or you could pick different foods or different things, or you're saying, hey, this week I only lost 2 pounds. What was I doing wrong? Or all those kind of check-ins with them, which has just made it incredible. So overall, I want to lose probably 100 or more pounds. I started out at my heaviest at 240, and I want to get to around 130. mean, I'll see where I'm at between 140 and 130 and my health and what's going on. Maybe I'll get pregnant again in between this, who knows. But that's kind of my goal, and I want to reward myself. So my first big reward is to get down to 200. So when I get down to 200, I'm going to reward myself, not with food, and learning, and that's a big thing too, learning how to not reward yourself with food, because I was bad about that on other diets. But rewarding myself with getting my nails done, having a little spa day, and just relaxing and enjoying kind of the new body that I will be gaining, not losing, gaining. I'm going to be gaining my new healthy body. And so I want to kind of bring you guys along on this journey. If you're interested, if you want to hear, want to see, want to ask me questions about the whole ideal protein protocol, because I know it can be a little expensive, and say, is it really worth it, for me to invest in this? Feel free to make a comment, like, subscribe to my channel. I'm going to start this on our channel. I'm going to start this own thread of videos for you guys to watch and be a part of, and hopefully you'll see a shrinking me. You'll see less of me while you see more of me. All right, thanks guys, and hope you have a blessed